Many teachers would like to improve the overall behavior in their classroom. Some teachers feel that there are a few students that make teaching all students difficult. The first step to improving classroom behavior is to ensure you have the right components in place to help all students be successful. Today, we will learn 5 universal considerations that improve classroom behavior, as well as several Tier 1 behavioral interventions. In this presentation, we will focus on 3 research and evidence-based strategies: Stoic approach, opportunities to respond, and early-stage interventions. Stoic strategy: structure for success, teach expectations, observe student behavior, interact positively, and correct fluently. S. Structure for success. Is your classroom arranged to allow you to move quickly and easily? Does your classroom have natural flow to access materials? Does your classroom have a schedule that is consistent but also has variety? How much time are your students expected to remain seated? Do you have variety of teacher-directed, independent work, and cooperative group work? Do you have effective beginning and ending routines? Do you have defined, clear expectations for instructional and transitional times? For structure, you can use the CHAMPS acronym. C. Conversation. Set your expectations. The students can converse how many, what is the acceptable volume level, etc. H. Help. How do the students get help from you? What do they do while they wait? A. Activity. What is the expected end product of this activity? M. Movement. Can the student move to get the things they need? Do they need permission? P. Participation. What behaviors show they are participating? Next is T. Teach expectations. Have you created lessons on expectations for instructional and transitional times? Make sure to teach your expectations, monitor student behavior, provide positive feedback, and repeat the cycle for the next activity. Have you created lessons on your expectations for classroom routines and policies? Have you provided teaching and reteaching of your expectations as needed? No student is too old to be retaught your expectations. Next is O. Observe student behavior. Do you circulate and scan? Do you model friendly, respectful behavior while monitoring the classroom? Do you periodically collect data to make judgments about what is going well and what needs improved? In your packet are the next 3 forms to help you collect your data. Next is I. Interact positively. Do you interact with the students in a welcoming manner? Do you provide age-appropriate, non-embarrassing positive feedback? Do you strive to interact more frequently with all students engaging in positive behavior and not negative behavior? The 3-to-1 ratio. Do you interact positively 3 times to every negative? Under the interact, we can talk about the 3-to-1 positivity ratio. When giving a negative, surround it with 3 positives. Positive, negative, positive, positive. Positivity is intended for survival. Humans flourish in their mental health if they feel good and are doing good. 80% of Americans fall below the positivity ratio. To take the quiz, go to the hyperlink below. And last is C. Correct fluently. Do you correct consistently, calmly, immediately, briefly, respectfully? Do you have a menu of in-class consequences that can be applied to a variety of infractions? Next, we'll talk about opportunities to respond. Don't talk so much. Research has shown giving the students lots of opportunities to respond to a teacher's instructional questions, statements, and gestures decreases problem behavior and increases academic achievement. How to actively involve your students. Here are some ideas. Break complex problems into smaller chunks. Ask, drill, and practice questions or note cards. Ask a question and students respond on whiteboards. Mix brief, fast-paced, teacher-directed review of previous material into every lesson. Ask a question, draw a name out of a jar to answer. Mix individual and choral responses. Give students tasks to work on in pairs or mini tasks to work by themselves. Eliciting responses. The teacher gives input, raises a question. The students can respond in 3 ways: oral, auditory, or visual. Monitor the student's behavior and give positive feedback. There are 4 ways a student can give a response. Here are some ideas. Verbal. Ask an individual student, who can tell me? Choral. When I snap my fingers, everyone tell me the name of this sign. When I show my answer, say yes if it is correct. Action. Stand up if you agree. Put your finger on blank on page 43. If you agree or disagree, give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Response cards. Hold up your green card if you think it is right. Hold up your A, B, or C card for your answer. D. Demonstration. Write your answer on your whiteboard, then hold it up. Can you show us on the board how you did yours? Next, we'll talk about early stage interventions. These interventions are for the few students that are not responding to the previous interventions put in place. We will discuss goal setting, increasing positive interactions, plan discussion. First, pre-intervention strategy, goal setting. Set a goal that will assist the student with just about any behavior or motivation-related problem. This intervention is appropriate for minor misbehavior, annoying habits, conduct, attitude, authority, or neglect. Step 1. Develop a plan. Identify the student's strengths. Determine outcomes. Review information gathered at previous interventions. Decide whether to focus on short or long-range goals. Decide whether corrective responses or rewards should be part of the plan. Decide if you will include the student in negotiating the goals. Set up a goal-setting conference. Include the parents, teachers, counselor, etc. Step 2. Meet with the student. Help students find their long-range goal. Brainstorm actions to avoid and actions to take to achieve their goal. Then help the student establish a short-range goal. Tip: attach a short label to help the student remember. An example: persevere through difficult moments. Next, help the student find specific actions he is willing to take to achieve his goals. Identify ways that adults can help him achieve his goal. If using rewards and consequences, make sure the student knows the contingencies. Set regular times to follow up and discuss progress. Review responsibilities and sign a goal contract. And conclude with words of encouragement. Step 3. Provide ongoing support and encouragement. Use the label you created to implement this. Wow, you persevered through that difficult science test this week and got an A. When a student is not successful, correct calmly, avoid sounding disappointed or reproachful. Evaluate the impact of the intervention and make adjustments as necessary, and encourage students to strive towards their goal. Our second pre-intervention strategy is increasing positive interactions. This intervention is used for students with disruptive behavior, arguing, tattling, creating excuses for every mistake, teasing, negotiating, off-task behavior, distractibility, poor self-concept. And more positive interactions for these students. Review the problem and goals for the student. Self-assess or have an observer monitor your interactions with the student. Decide how you respond to their misbehavior. Don't forget the 3-to-1 ratio of positivity. Our last pre-intervention strategy, plan discussion. Just like it sounds, one or more adults confer with the student about a particular concern and develop a plan for resolving it. This intervention works well for students who are exhibiting these range of behaviors, from minor to moderate to major. Meet individually with a student. If you're meeting individually, make sure your class knows your expectations when you meet with a student. Discussing a one-time event. Discuss with the student at time of incident, or let them know you plan to discuss it with them at a more appropriate time. An example after the lesson. You can use a what happened form. Indicate the teacher's response, the student's response, teacher's actions, student's actions. Does there need to be a follow-up meeting? Then both sign and date. For more information, please check out these YouTube videos for more classroom behavior strategies. This concludes our presentation. Please email me for any questions or to request more information. Thank you.